Welcome to Book Thots, brand lifestyle podcast. We are thoughts for books, and these are our thoughts on books. I'm Adriana.
I'm Emily.
I'm Jenna.
Three sisters stripping down one book at a time. Today, we are continuing our ACOMAF with chapters 19 through 26. Along with a special guest, we have Nivea here from Court of Romantasy.
Hi, everyone. Super excited to join you guys. Thanks for having me.
Before we jump in, we do have a content warning. Today's podcast is rated mature. We are book thoughts after all, so we're going to be using adult language, talking about adult topics, so please pay attention to who may be listening near you. Additionally, this episode will include spoilers for all 5 books. Each episode, we will focus on specific chapters, but our conversation will include the entire series. Lastly, I'm just going to apologize ahead of time. Maybe Jenna, maybe we, but definitely Jenna and I will at least mispronounce a name or place. Now, before Jenna starts stripping it down, we wanted to give you a chance, Nivea, to kind of introduce yourself. I know in your bio, you're a Bookstagrammer, so for those that don't know what that is, do you want to kind of give us the deets on everything?
Yeah, absolutely. A Bookstagrammer is someone who has an Instagram account to talk about books. So I use my platform to talk about my love for Romantasy. I read Fourth Wing and then ACOTAR back in early 2025, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. I wanted to find other friends who were in love with the same kind of books. So I created an account, and I've met so many friends, including you guys, because of that. So just super happy that I took that leap, and I've been attending book events. I just went to a Polycon last month, got to meet some of my favorite authors, including Rebecca Yarros. So it was super, super fun. So I live for just yapping about books, and that's why I'm so excited to be here.
Well, thank you for coming. I have to know, how was meeting Rebecca Yarros? Was it like a dream come true?
It was crazy. I am not a cry in public person. I held it together while I was meeting her, told her the story. And, it's super fast because the line is super long and people are dying to meet her. Talked to her really quickly. She signed my book. And then I walked away and I just sat in the hall and I had a moment. And then I'm like, my eyes are a little watery. Why are my eyes watery? And then another author who I have to find her name because she's a new to me author. She looks at me because I was standing right away, like super close to her booth, but a little far to the side. And she looks at me and she's like, "Did you just meet Rebecca Yarros?" And I'm just like, because I'm the type of person that if I'm about to cry, if I say anything, like that's it, like it's game over. So she's like, "Girl, come here." So we hugged it out and I just let it go. And I cried. And it was crazy because, we were talking about like creating a Bookstagram account and everything. And it's because of Fourth Wing that I did all of that. So it was just this like surreal moment, not just because I love her series and the fictional world she's created and her in general, but because I was there because of her, because I wouldn't have even known what is a Polycon, all of the other authors that I've read since then. So it just all hit me right after I walked away from her booth. And then someone, said, "Hey, come here." And I'm like, okay, we're crying now. So it was a dream come true for sure.
That's awesome. The book community is
cool.
crazy because it's like filled with so many people that you just don't even like think about as being part of the book community. And then you meet them and you're like, this is crazy. There's like influencers, there's audio narrators, bookshops, book owners, things like that. And it's fun to meet just all the different sectors of people that make the community so great because there's a book out there for everybody and there's a community of those people that love that same book.
The expanse of readers is awesome. I love talking to all of them at events.
It's so much fun. I got to meet one of my favorite narrators too, Allie Dane, at a Polycon, and she's awesome. So it's crazy to just be real connections through like these fictional characters. It always blows my mind.
Yeah, hopefully you have some more events lined up soon so you can travel a little bit more this year, if not next year.
Yeah, my next one is Romantasy BookCon in Orlando. You guys should come. And we should hang out in person. It's in October. Gives us a little bit of time with all of these fun releases coming out in the fall.
Are they doing?
No kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Aren't they going to Edinburgh too? Don't they have like one
Yeah,
that's
are.
crazy.
Oh, that's like the magical place to have a book con.
No kidding.
Yes.
That's the one Emily keeps messaging us that we're going to. She's like, make sure your passports are up to date. We're headed to Edinburgh.
You should definitely go.
But Orlando seems a little more doable.
Yeah.
You know, the
A
flights
little
might be a
bit.
little less expensive, but you won't have magical castles. So
Exactly.
All right, Jenna, are you ready to strip it down, girl? Strip it
I'm
down, girl.
ready.
Strip it
Put
down,
me in,
girl.
coach.
Take it away.
Chapter 19. The Inner Circle minus Amryn has been waiting for Rhysand and Feyre's return from the prison. Rhys fills them in, keeping Feyre's admissions to himself. War is practically declared on Hybern, and no one outside of Amryn and those present is to know what they're planning. They're going to collect the Book of Breathing Halves. One is in Summer Court, so Summer Court's going to get some visitors from the Court of Dreams. But Azriel is not to use his contacts in the human realm to find where the second piece is hidden. Feyre is practically a High Lord hidden secret finder and ward unlocker. Or that's the theory anyway. And Rhys has a plan to test it. They're gonna go see the Weaver! Conversation shifts. Rhys is asking Feyre if she'll be the emissary for him with the human realm. Feyre accepts. She'll win over the human queens at any cost for her family. She also wants to make the neutral base for communications at her new family's home. As Rhys gives Feyre knives and instructions for retrieving his object lost to the Weaver, he makes the admission, "You are my salvation, Feyre." Do you guys feel like Feyre is putting her family at a greater risk by making their home the home base here?
No.
I think she's the safest she's ever been where she's at now.
Well, I mean, like, Nesta is pretty upset about it, but Elaine is trying to get him to accept, and I know that's in the next chapter, but I'm just talking about it right now. So I feel like the best thing is to go directly to them, like she's doing.
What is she gonna just like? What is the other option? Leave them clueless as the like High Fae come to raid their lands and the Hybern Keen? Like, I don't know. If you're gonna get slaughtered either way, wouldn't you rather see your family like one more time?
It's kind of a warning in itself. I mean, and at the same time, since they are the closest to the border, they already know that invasion will happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the
Yeah.
ways she's also showing that she's that caretaker, right? Of she's going to take charge and she's going to do what needs to be done to make sure her family's taken care of, even if it's uncomfortable for them.
Right.
I just had to bring up, I love this scene where Rhys is on his knees strapping the knives on Feyre. It's just a great bonding moment for them. And it sticks with Feyre because she brings it up several more times, and so does Rhys. So I just love that scene.
It's the first like real tension where I feel like it's mutual, knowingly mutual. Like he makes her write those flirty sentences and stuff, and even if she acts irritated with it, I don't truly think she is. But this one, she's like, "Ooh, I kind of like you kneeling before me and touching my thighs to strap on these knives."
Mm-hmm,
She even admits that like they're one and the same. Like their flirtation is kind of a distraction, but it's easy. It's like something that she just kind of does second nature. And it's just so cute.
I love this back and forth between them. It's like just another way of falling more for Reese and seeing a different, side of him. And like, what else can we strap on here? Like, how many more weapons can we get?
Right.
So this just lasts
Let's
longer.
keep this moment going.
Yeah, that's what I was like, give me more, please.
Jenna, I'm surprised you didn't point it out, but on one of the previous episodes, we were like, does the wall go like through the ocean? Is it just on land? And then there's a literal sentence where it says, the wall stretches across the sea. And I'm like, okay, so I'm glad we're reading this.
Well, I also like that they just fly through the air. Like, they don't touch the spring court. They just go through the air. Because Rhys is like, I'm not going there. I can't go there right now. I'll kill everyone.
Stay away. Stay away from Tam Tam.
Are you a Tamlin fan? Are you someone that thinks he deserves a second chance or could potentially deserve? Do you hate him? Do you love him? Do you like him more than Rhysand? Like, where do you stand on that?
I don't have a deep feeling about Tamlin in the sense of like, this guy deserves all the bad things that's happening to him or, that whatever else. I think he suffocated Feyre with his love and didn't know how to react to it. But I think there's so many opportunities that he could have helped her under the mountain. And he just kind of stood there and let the quote unquote love of his life just go through all of that torture. So in that sense, I'm like, what the heck's wrong with you, man? You know, but he's just not the type of MMC that I want any of the FMCs that I like to end up with. Do I think he deserves a redemption arc? I think he possibly should get one because somebody out there, but I don't want to read about it. That's kind of where I'm like,
That's
let it
fair.
be written, sure, but I want to know so much more about other characters than Tamlin. I mean, I've kind of, I was one of the girls who fell for Tamlin in book one.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
Me
think
too.
most people do, right? And then you kind of start seeing these red flags and you're like, no, 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 it's okay because he's X, Y, and Z and he's done these things. And then the red flags just become more obvious and you're like, okay, we need to get out of here. And then, Reese shows
I
up. So
think about Nesta being like, this is, sorry to steal any thunder, Jenna, but this comes up coming next, where Nesta is like the guy that you like were gonna like risk your life for and all that. You're not even with him anymore. And I think when I was reading this book, as you start to see Rhysand as like a potential love interest, you're like, but no, this can't be right because she risked her life for Tamlin. Like they have to be together. She did too much for him. And then, pretty soon it's out the window.
for sure. And you're kind of questioning
Yeah.
like, how did I even like this guy? But
Yeah.
I think that was a perfect way of like just showing relationships in general because I'm sure you guys have a handful of exes that you can look back and say, what the hell was I thinking? But in the moment, you were
Exactly.
obsessed.
Yeah.
It's the most relatable thing,
Yup.
I feel
Yeah.
like, for sure. And I think we all fall for the trap in the book one. At least our first read
Oh,
through. The second read through, you
yeah.
can really pick out those flags.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, that
Oh
was
my
here this whole
god.
time. How
Yeah.
did I ignore that?
Chapter 20. Rhys has winnowed he and Feyre to neutral territory in Prythian, where no High Lords rule, only the strongest, and the Weaver is among the top of the food chain. Glimpsing her thatch-roofed, almost mortal-looking cabin, Feyre goes over the very simple plan. In, out, be silent, touch only the object she's to retrieve from under a blind person's nose, and then run like hell. The cabin is screaming trap at Feyre, but she goes in. She's not a mouse about to be caught by a bit of cheese. She's a wolf. Pale snow-white skin, onyx hair. The weaver sits at her wheel and spins her thread. Seeing a creepy-ass nursery rhyme Feyre remembers hearing as a child. A ring is the object calling to Feyre. Gold and silver with pearls and a blue stone, seemingly with a six-pointed star on its surface. Feyre grabs the ring and the nursery rhyme singing ceases. I don't know why, but reading it this time, I was like, this is so a Hansel and Gretel moment. It is just, except her house isn't candy, it's creatures and humans. Which is absolutely disgusting.
Like the veil has kind of like dissipated and it's like, this is really what her home is made of.
This was the creepiest part of, I feel like, the whole series. And I don't know how she gathered the strength to walk in there because I would have been like, okay, it's been
Yes.
great. Thank you for the opportunity. This is, I'll go back to the spring court now. No, I'm just kidding. I would not go back to the spring court.
Yeah.
But I'm such a scaredy cat when it comes to anything like horror or creepy like this. It creeped me out so much.
You can visualize it so easy because I just like picture in a little rocking chair, like an old woman with no eyes singing a nursery rhyme. Like, no, and the door is already cracked. If I know one thing about any scary situation, an open door is an ending of your life. Like, it's a no-go.
Because you know
Yeah,
it's
and
gonna
then
shut
she
right
starts talking
behind
about
you.
the smells.
Oh my God. No, I feel like there's a
No,
scary movie
no.
out there that has a similar scene where someone, can't see, but gosh, it's not coming to me right now. But I feel like I've watched something similar to where people are hiding
Yeah.
and trying not to get caught in this situation. And my heart was just pounding the whole time. I'm like,
Yeah.
get out, get the thing, get out, like run. Call for a
Definitely
ring.
loved the imagery here.
I was just gonna say this nursery rhyme, like, what do you think it actually means?
I read it to try. I'm like, this, she's putting an Easter egg in. Like
I
there
tried
has to
to.
be a reason. Couldn't come up with a single thing of what the Easter egg could be because it talks about a king and a queen and this stuff. And so I'm like, who is this? Who is the Weaver talking about? The only thing I really got that as like an Easter egg is the 6-pointed star. You know, spoiler,
Ooh.
universe, blah blah blah. Isn't that the same thing that Crescent City doesn't she have one on
Yeah,
her chest?
that's
Yeah, that's
Bryce's
what I was
star.
gonna say is I almost wrote down every word of the nursery rhyme for us to go over, but then I was like, ugh, I don't know, that's a lot.
It's a big
So
deep
I
dive.
didn't do that.
What about you? Do you have theories about it?
Well, not any like top of mind, but I do agree with you guys that it's got to connect somehow.
Yeah.
Um, Especially the mention of the ships, because her father and his ships. So that's kind
Yeah.
of where like I totally forgot about this nursery rhyme until this like chapter reread, and I'm like, wait a minute. And also, someone's pushing a younger one in. Like the elder did push the younger in.
Yeah.
So isn't that
Is that the
what
cauldron?
happens? Like right after? Yeah.
I think it's so crazy that the humans also say this nursery rhyme. Like it's obviously a Fey nursery rhyme, and that's what Feyre realizes when she hears the Weaver reciting it, but the
She
humans
knows
say
it.
it.
Yeah.
Do you think it could be referring to like her mom in any way? Because the ships, I do think correlates to her dad, but do you think this is like some clues on who her mom truly was?
Yeah, because we don't have a lot of info from her mom at all.
I just can't wait to see what all I've forgotten because I totally forgot this nursery rhyme. I forgot so much about these books that rereading them, like I didn't remember the 6-pointed star was in there. So rereading it, I was like, I know that connects to another universe. I just couldn't remember which one. You guys are like, it's Crescent City, it's Bryce's star. So,
I'm also I was just looking it up while we were talking, and the Weaver song is also a traditional folk ballad. It was also pulled from that too, where in the original folklore, the older sister drowns the younger sister out of jealousy because of a man. So I don't know if this has anything to do with anything else because so far no one likes the same man. So that's at least a good thing.
did it say something about her mom
It does.
doing something for a man?
It has a queen
Like in the
mentioned.
very, very beginning?
As a queen.
It, oh, yonder sits my mother,
Hmm.
the queen. I
It's
mean, this
Maeve.
kind of makes me think of Maeve. Yeah, I was gonna say like,
It's Maeve! That bitch.
what
She's everywhere.
she never leaves. Yeah, she always comes
Oh
back
my
out.
god.
I don't know. I wish, like, I don't know about you guys. I love when people deep dive into theories and stuff, and I'll come up with theories, but I don't go too far into it or like stress too much about it because I'm like, it's gonna work itself out. We'll
Yeah.
find out eventually.
Adriana, I know that she used a bunch of spider like
Yes.
vibes and descriptions with the Weaver. Did you pull any spider vibes from that?
I mean, yeah, but it was more of me just seeing kind of like the Hansel and Gretel. Like she's spinning that thread, but that thread is not just thread. Like it was more
Yeah.
just kind of like
Yeah.
she's spider-like in that regard of her weaving and spinning, but not necessarily the same that I got like from the Vogue descriptions that we got
Okay.
through
All right.
Maeve.
I'm over here like, what about the spiders in Throne of Glass?
That's exactly what we were
That's
connecting is like trying to figure out like are these people of the same kind of being but like split across the continent, like, split across the
Ooh, yeah,
universe. Like
different
are we
universes.
are we
Yeah.
on to something here?
well, universe spoiler is that Adriana was thinking Amarantha might be one of the spider
Yeah.
sisters. We talked about that in a previous episode. So I was asking if she got the same vibes from the Weaver.
Oh.
There's too
Yeah,
much. I can't do
There's
it.
so
there's
much.
so much.
Sarah's like so intentional with her writing too. And I love that she even is shocked by some of the things that will be theorized. But I'm like, girl, you give us so much to like just try to digest. And we have no idea if these threads are connecting yet. It makes it so much fun.
Yes, I wonder if some of the things she's like surprised by it too, of just eventually how it just all ties together. But I think she's also like a master planner. I feel
I
like
do too.
if I open up one small rabbit hole, I'm gonna have a board in my house with just sticky notes and those like red little connection
Yep.
Yes.
strings. And then that's all I'm going to do. And I'm not going to be mentally well because I will spiral.
Absolutely. Conspiracy theorist to the max if I dive into one of these little holes. Chapter 21. Who is in my house? Says the Weaver. And I'm not going to describe her appearance because let's just be honest, it's horrid. Who are you? Questions the Weaver. What is like all, but unlike all? Feyre, deciding she doesn't want to go into that sweet nothingness bliss she once experienced, decides to live. She is a wolf, after all. With locked doors and windows, the only escape is through the chimney. With a candle hurled against the hoarded items and threads of the Weaver, everything is aflame, and Feyre is escaping like Santa in reverse. Feyre is starting to panic as she gets stuck in the chimney until she hears a voice saying, "Stop." The voice is her own, telling herself to stop and calm down. She beats the panic and the Weaver and becomes a wrecking ball inside that chimney, enough to shake herself loose and escape. Running through the treetops, Naruto style, is all I can picture. And if you haven't watched Naruto, I'm sorry, but they're like jumping like dogs off of trees, and it's hilarious. She's chased by screams of the Weaver. Where are you? Finding Rhys lounging in a treetop, he winnows them to the House of Wind, and they enter, joining Amren and Cassian. Feyre realizes this test had many purposes, and one of them was to push her to overcome her panic. She turns to Cassian and accepts his offer to train her to fight. Once Rhys has winnowed them to her room for a bath, he insists they work on her training her other abilities. Mental training commences, and Rhys tells Feyre of the High Priestess Ianthe and why he thinks she's the worst of her kind. Dawn, Day, and Winter already have priestesses with footholds and spies inside them, and he wouldn't be surprised if that's what Ianthe's goal is in the spring court. Feyre tries to get through Rhys's mental guards and fails, but he lets her in to see a memory of why he feels Ianthe is the worst. The memory is of Ianthe attempting to sexually seduce Rhys in his own court, and him crushing her hand when she tries to touch him against his protests, and his promise to end her if she ever tries to do the same to anyone in his court again. Rhys's rules of being Demonte. Never enter another's mind unless you know the path out, or you could be caught and forced to be their slave. 2. Be prepared to see things you may not like. This scene happened 100 years ago when Ianthe had made her seduction attempt, and Feyre realizes Lucien may be one of her victims, and that Rhysand had to submit to such treatment under Amarantha just to save Cassian and Azriel from that fate. Okay, when they first get back from the Weaver thing, I just love how Amren instantly is like, dude, you smell like barbecue. And then just wipes her clean and like knows everything she's going through. And she's not like in her face about it. She just fixes it. She's like, I got
she's
you.
probably thinking, wow, that smells good. I wish I could have licked up that chimney. Like, for Amren, I feel like she's like a creature from another universe who drinks blood. Like, why wouldn't she want some
She
oils?
doesn't eat
The grease.
She doesn't eat flesh. She cringes at it.
I think she's like, has to pretend to cringe at it, but really she's like, well,
She's
just
like,
a little spice.
You with the barbecue.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, give me that raw meat.
Yeah. She went to a barbecue without me?
Yeah.
Ew. You guys are gross.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but for some reason, I picture Amren as Edna Mode off of The Incredibles.
Love it.
That's every time I see her in the books, that's what I picture.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she's like, knows exactly what she wants.
That's too
I felt so
funny.
bad for Feyre. She just like goes through the most like traumatizing experience, thinks she's gonna, die, and then makes it out. Has the grease and hair of people on her, and then she throws up everywhere. And Amren's like, "You smell like barbecue."
Yeah.
No big deal.
Girl, you're fine.
Yes.
But you do smell
This
like
is
barbecue.
nothing. Just like take a shower.
And once again, what a crazy time to not use watery bowels. Which leads me to my first theory of the episode, that Sarah realized how much she used that in the first book and was like, I will absolutely not be using it in this book.
I thought watery bowels was more ACOTAR, but also vulgar jester, right? Is like, and then I gave him a vulgar jester. I was like, how many of these are we giving away?
Any chance she gets.
Yeah. You get a vulgar jester.
I think it's funny. She does say it that way every time, though, and I didn't notice that. She doesn't say anything else. She just says vulgar gesture.
I guess because, like, in this world, what is the middle finger, right? So it's whatever. Insert vulgar gesture here.
I just have to bring up, and I know we're trying to get away from comparing the High Lords that we've been in contact with, but I can't help it. I just love a man of action. I love that he's not just spouting off all this nonsense. He's doing things. He didn't just tell Ianthe, I'll kill you. He crushed her hand. Yeah. And then he told her, if you ever try something like this again, I will kill you. Do we think that he should have just killed her then, though? Like, how many countless people have suffered under Ianthe, including Feyre now?
She, I feel like, was so untouchable at that point that this was like the only way that he could fight back against her.
Yeah.
Which I feel like he suffered so much under Amarantha too that like he could actually stop Ianthe.
I think now he definitely would be like, no.
Yeah.
Damn the consequences at this point.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's what he would do as well. But he was still trying to be diplomatic. I mean, it was 100 years ago, so the consequences of killing a priestess were different, I'm sure, or felt like they would weigh heavier or something.
And it talks about how they have, all of them knew to flee before Amarantha's rule. So the consequences also, you had to know that they had connections that could have led to just like the end of your kingdom if you killed the wrong person.
Which I think is just wild that they're admitted back in. I'll never get over that. Like, all the priestesses that escaped under the mountain, escaped all the torture, they're just like, oh yeah, come on, welcome back.
So sorry we left you for 50 years.
How was your vacation? Mine? Not so great. Mask trapped my face.
I think too, this was like, he's trying to train Feyre to protect her and help her use her powers too, but he's also giving her a little snapshot into like his true self to see if she would still accept him because he's been through, all of this trauma.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was a big like vulnerability moment for him too, of like, I'm opening my mind up to you, and when somebody does that, you don't know what you're going to get, and like, do you know what you're going to get from me, type of thing too. Like, this is what I have.
Yeah,
this is my
very
baggage.
Vulnerable.
Or Rhys,
which is also very different from Tamlin, who just keeps his all shut down and won't share anything.
Yeah, and that drives me crazy because he also has a ton of trauma with his family associated to Rhys, right? Because of everything that happened between those two courts. But yeah, he never had that moment with Feyre to talk about, what's happened. Instead, just lock her.
And I mean, literally everything under the mountain was put on his shoulders. Amarantha makes it to where if he just agrees to be with her for the rest of his life, that everybody will be free. Can you imagine that pressure and like knowing you're the not giving in and you're the one? Ugh.
And if you do anything wrong, the people you love suffer too.
Yeah.
What I really can't imagine, though, is just sitting there while the person I love is being tortured and all that good stuff. That's what I
just
really
staring
can't
off
understand.
into space. Like, I have
okay,
no
but
feeling.
why did he like? Was there something ever? I'm like fine print person here. Like, could you just not have given her more hints of like, if she tells you she loves you, we could have ended this a lot sooner, man. Like, no one else had to die.
Like,
that's the part where I'm like, Tamlin. Because he had some losses too, He lost his friend, and Feyre killed his friend.
But I feel like he had more of a reaction with Lucien anytime she tortured Lucien. And she
I
knew
didn't even
that
think
too.
about that.
So like she was just toying with him and being like, you don't really love this plaything. Like you pretend to whatever, I cursed you. This is how it's really gonna go. It's gonna be me showing you that we're supposed to be together or whatever she in her mind thought. And so I'm just gonna torture her in front of you and make it entertainment. And you're not gonna do anything about it.
The
The
worst.
amount of times that it just says that he's so furious that his claws slip or that he destroys his study or half his home and all this stuff. I just still cannot to this day just imagine how he was able to keep so calm sitting on that Dias, whatever we want to call it, that throne. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, that's a good point because it's very much beast mode every other time with the tantrums that he throws of not being able to control his temper. But he's a good little wolf when he's under the mountain.
My gosh. Like, just stoic as all hell.
But Lucian also being mentioned here, I don't remember if there's like, do we go deeper into that to get any more backstory?
I'm pretty sure when Feyre goes back into the spring court, when she, dismantles it brick by brick, I'm pretty sure we get a little bit of an insight there with what Lucian dealt with Ianthe the whole time.
He's just willing to put so much on the line for Tamlin. I don't think he even really questions it. Like, it also, in that next book, it talks about he's the one that had to do whatever when they go have that, like, basically orgy in a cave to bless the spring court. He's the one that has to take Tamlin's place to do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can almost hear regret on his voice that he had to do that, but he did it for Tamlin. He'll do anything for Tamlin.
And it's another one of those tradition things that did he really even have to do that? Or is it purely because that's what the spring court has always done?
That's the one that, remember, every court does. I don't know if they all go into the cave and do that, but what is that called? The fire? Is that the fire night? No, that's not the fire night.
That's
It is the fire night.
yeah.
Yeah.
Calamari.
I think because
Yeah,
spring
calamari.
is such, I think spring is associated with like, rabbits. Let's be real here. So I feel like they're just, trying to repurpose that or at least that's I thought Sarah's mindset behind it. I have no idea if that's right.
Are you meaning like mating like rabbits? Is that what you're referring?
like you're just giving back to the land. You're trying to make your offspring, like that kind of thing. I think it's more sorry, my brain at the moment,
I
but
didn't even think about that. I was like,
that's
rabbits,
what I thought
I
it was
didn't-
such a big deal that he always participates, as in Tamlin being the strongest, the High Lord of his court, participates in that night with whatever partner he wants. Because they kind of have like
'cause
a
it is-
similar night.
fertility festival, right?
Thank
Isn't
you.
that what they kind of called it that? Fire night, that, yeah.
I didn't know how best to put that. So it's kind of
No,
like
rabbits.
Let us be fertile today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Until the sun
What
comes
a
up.
Rabbits in
festival.
spring.
Would you guys attend?
I would attend out of curiosity. I would literally be like, I want to know who's showing up. But the problem with that is everyone would be like, guess who showed up?
Yes.
Emily was there.
You'd be on the tabloids the next day.
Sipping your Fey wine, just sitting there, but still, you were there.
Yeah, but why do they have to do that? That's a great question of like all the High Lords come together. Let's have magical sex and just make the magic better.
Yeah. Right?
It's crazy that the women or whoever they're going to do it with are lining the cave walls. Like,
I mean, listen, if Reese is there, I'm lining
crazy.
up, okay?
Yeah.
I'm pushing
Yeah,
everybody
for
away,
sure.
and then put me also in front of Tarquin, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm just imagining Tamlin like, I really don't want to fuck other women, but I have to. So,
Right.
Yeah.
for the sake of the magic,
I'm a
please stay in your
rabbit,
room.
okay?
I don't want you to go because then you would also fuck other people, but it's only if I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Tamlin.
Man.
Yeah.
Forever the protector.
Exactly.
Chapter 22. Feyre explains the fashion of the current mortal lands to Mor, layers of skirts, dresses, and nonsense. And Moira is like, it wasn't like that 500 years ago. These days, the rich women really are just expected to look pretty and bear children. Comparable to how some of the high fae treat their women. Moira was treated like that, being so strong. And a woman the powerful families all wanted her to breed with their bloodlines. Okay, I guess Ianthe had some basis for saying that about Feyre then, because I questioned her last episode. Moira is there to tell Feyre she won't be joining the party going to the mortal lands today, only when they meet the queens to see if she recognizes her long dead friends in the living ones. Moira and Faye reach a new level of friendship during their discussion, and now it's time to fly to the mortal lands. But who will Feyre fly with? Asriel. Duh. The Shadow Singer. And just like that, they're through the break in the wall and in the human lands.
I must know everyone's opinion on how you picture two people, one can fly and the other one's being held. So are they facing each other and grabbing like that? Is it back to stomach and they're grabbing like that? Like, how does this look? Because first off, it always drives me crazy because I can't picture a person flying in general, because do their legs dangle the whole time? So when it's two people, I just need to know how you guys picture it.
So you know what it looks like when a parachute instructor has somebody strapped to their front and they parachute together? That's how I picture it. So it would be the person flying front is to the back of the other person and like holding with their arms.
The person flying is using their arms to hold them.
Yeah, but it does say that he sweeps her up and carries her off. So that makes me think that she's being
scooped.
princess held.
Yeah.
I didn't even consider the scoop. For some reason in my mind, it was either front to front or back to back or back to front. Like, I guess not back to back. I don't know how that would work.
Back to back.
The wings are in the middle.
Be like a little hawk
They
style.
fly only horizontally.
Yeah.
I feel like
Okay.
the scoop one is the best, because then you get that forced proximity of like, oh, I'm scared, hold me.
Yeah.
But I always imagine it kind
Yeah.
of like hawk style of like, you're kind of just
Yes.
Yes.
you're stiff and your legs are
Yes.
dangling and you're like, what do I do with my hands? Like, am I going airplane mode or are they like by my side?
Do I just, like the ballerina things that you would stick
the
in
little
the
butterfly
and
Barbies.
pull it,
Yes.
and they would,
Yeah.
yeah, just stiff like that, stiff as a board,
Exactly.
as they carry you.
Like, I'm fine.
Oh my
Don't worry about
gosh.
me. Also, what about like the mosquitoes or
think-
anything else? Like, is that flying in your face?
Oh,
These are things I need to know.
Yes.
Keep your mouth closed.
Why aren't they wearing goggles?
Mouth closed, goggles. Like, what's gonna hit me? What's the air traffic like? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many other people are up there?
I know, and they talk about
Are
turbulence
Illyrians everywhere? They do, because they talk about how it's easier to fly when the wind conditions are right.
And Rhysand, she's like, tell me, like, were you scared to fly? And he, or maybe it's Azriel that says this. It's like, well, sometimes you'll hit like a little air bubble or something like that. So I'm like, turbulence? Are you talking about turbulence?
Yeah, because remember, Azriel had to learn to fly as an, way older than you're supposed to learn too. So, I know.
Baby.
I think in this instance, Emily, it's a scoop. She's being flown around like a princess.
Well, thank you guys. That really settles my mind, because I didn't even consider the scoop, even though that probably should have been option number one.
That's how I always pictured it, but I didn't even think about it in these chapters when Az is holding her and then Rhys is winnowing, because it's winnowing to me is not just like purely flying. It's more like
Yeah, it's apparating.
Air steps.
there you
I
go.
was thinking of like jumping
All right.
from one
Mhm.
place to the other, right?
Now that's a power I wouldn't mind having.
What is
if I can't
Seriously.
fly, then I want that
seriously?
one.
Yeah. I also love the winnow
All right,
sound
what
effect in the audiobook.
Oh yeah,
I
you said you
haven't
had
heard
listened to
it.
the graphic
Oh, I
one,
haven't
huh?
heard it.
Oh my gosh, please get the graphic dramatized version of any of the books, because they're winnowing all the time, right? So yeah, it's just a super fun magical sound. Highly
I'm gonna have to
recommend
listen to it. I've been this reread. I've listened to it as the anniversary edition with the new recording from oh my gosh, what is her name? Jennifer Aikita was like the first one, but this one is the same one that does the Throne of Glass series.
Oh, is it Elizabeth?
Yes. Evans
Going to Google Evans. Yep, Elizabeth Evans. That's it.
does
There we
fantastic.
go.
Although,
Teamwork. I had the first name. You had the
yes,
last
you
name. We
did
got
great.
this.
I'm going to now have to listen to the graphic audio because I have not tried that one. I was afraid I'd be too distracted since it has like so many casts, but at the same time, I love those because they usually end up being the best.
It's so good. And their slogan is spot on because they're like a movie in your mind. And it really is. Like you could just sit there and, you're seeing like the little mental pictures in your head and
Yeah.
everybody has their own voice and their sound effects. So like when they're sparring, you hear the swords like going. It's really, really cool. I love it.
Real cinematic. I like that.
It's very cinematic.
This is kind of what I was picturing,
Oh,
Like,
that's
body
cute.
just dangling.
Yeah.
Dangling, the legs are just dangling. Yeah. They
Sorry.
can't do
I
piggyback
think that
rides.
there are
No.
no piggybacks. But I do think that there are times where the passenger will grab onto the front of the flyer
Spider-Man style.
and just like koala. Yeah, koala, Spider-Man.
rabbits.
They're the same. All right, what is something that you guys feel if you were given 500 years you would never be able to learn it still?
Math.
That one
Oh
felt
my
realistic,
God.
Emily.
Yeah, it's like that was like years of built up tension there just came out.
Just
All the
let it go, girl.
all those AP classes just came back to me, and I should not have been an AP whatsoever. So I was like going to Starbucks at 5 a.m. to get tutoring to try to pass math. And I woke up one day and I realized I'm just not good at math, and I'm never gonna be. So yeah, math.
I was thinking more along the lines of like, can you fold a burrito correctly? Like, I was not going serious mode.
Like if we're gonna go deep, it's me saying no because I'm such a lean into yes person that I feel like even with 500 years, I'd be like, yes, I'd like to volunteer for that task. I'm
Right.
not overworked already or anything.
Did you want to come on our podcast? Yes, I
not
would
that.
love
Oh my
to.
gosh. As the anxiety
I'm
is
just
eating you
messing.
alive.
I'm messing.
Yeah.
But for me, for real, like not serious, probably cooking. I hate to cook. My husband is the chef. We call him Chef Daddy. And he
Love
is an
it.
amazing chef. And he's actually traveling right now. And I miss him dearly. So I did have to order Uber Eats today for dinner. In 500 years, one would imagine that I would finally like be okay with cooking and owning it. But I feel like if I had to pick one thing, that'd probably be the one that I'm like, nah, still don't want to do it, even with
No.
500
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Not for me.
For me, it'd be crocheting a wooble because I think that's the death of me at this point.
Why do they make it sound like it's so easy though?
They do, and it looks so cute and so fun. And you even have these tutorial videos to kind of help you through.
They don't
and
help.
they're like,
They don't help.
they don't help. I need
Adriana?
more than that. Yes.
How many woobles do you have, and how many are finished woobles?
Finished, I have none that are fully finished. I have one that is so close that all I need to add is his hair, and it's Harry Potter. But unfortunately, he
God.
looks like Voldemort right now because he's bald.
Did you wobble a little on that wooble?
Oh my god.
Outside of that, I have the Batman collection, like Batman, Joker, and Harley, that I haven't started because the first one did so terribly. He's like lumpy, he's not cute, like, and at this point, I'm like, hair's not gonna make a difference.
Nothing can save him.
Boy, you look better bald. Let's be honest.
That would be my 500 year. Like, would I try? I would definitely try. Would I get better? Depends. It's probably like how people describe Feyre's artwork. Like, some may say she's great, some may say she's an amateur.
Oh my
500
gosh.
years to see like if you have your own collection and then you're now the creepy one with all the little
Yes, exactly. Especially if they're unfinished. Could you imagine? Oh man,
yeah,
that would
and
terrify
somebody walks
people.
into your cottage and they're like, what is this? And you're like,
Yeah.
Oh my god, the hoarded
Yeah.
woobles.
Give me the weaver.
Yeah,
and you got the
exactly.
spinning wheel slowing down. Who is in my
Perfect.
house? That's it.
It's perfect.
Oh my god. I don't know why, but reading this the first time, Asriel's character never, ever stood out to me. It was kind of like Elaine's character. It just wasn't somebody that I grasped onto and was like, yes, they're a main one. But the second reread, no, that's not right. The second read, that's how I,
Yeah.
It's not a reread. I don't know.
Unless you reread
Anyway,
it for the second time.
I'm
Would be your 3rd
I'm
time
liking
reading it.
him.
Yes, exactly.
It's not.
Getting
It's not.
better.
It's only my second time.
I love Az.
I really, really
Yeah.
like him. How he, when she says out of the blue that she's going to fly with him, and he's just like, yeah. He's not surprised by it. He just picks her up and takes her. He doesn't question anything. And he's so understanding about how talking about herself as a fae is gonna be hard and stuff like that. He just gets it.
I liked that man the first minute he showed up. I was like, give me more Azrael, please. I am begging SJM for the next book to be all about him. Whoever she chooses for
Hopefully.
him.
I was gonna say,
But I'm like, please.
Who do you like him with Gwen? Because I think I do, but I don't know. I know that's not
love
everyone's
him
opinion.
with Gwen. That is my go-to for him.
Yeah,
That's who I'm shipping and that I hope with. But then at the same time, I'm wondering if she's going to surprise us and just bring in a brand new character
true.
for him.
I kind of wonder if
But-
that's what we'll get with Elaine. That it'll be more of like her having her own choice, but it won't be anybody we know. Kind of like how more later on kind of reveals like what her love interest really is. But like at the same time, could this just be like a, I don't know. I don't think that Moore and Azriel were endgame. I think that they loved and they cared about each other a lot. But I think Gwen speaks to him in a different way, and I just think I hope we get a little bit more.
I
of
just hate that he did her dirty with that
Yes.
regift. Like,
Yes.
that sucker punched me in the gut so bad.
Right.
I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're messing this up before it even begins. Like, why would you regift it? So we'll see. But what do you guys feel like with Tamlin and Elaine? Like, I've seen that thrown around.
I feel very strongly that she is going to be involved in the spring court. Now, I don't know if it's going to be with Tamlin or if she's going to get to go it alone, but I just don't see her not being there.
Yeah, I believe it's a possibility, but I'm not rooting for it.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard
That's
also
fair.
like theories of Tamlin's not going to make it. He's going to do something like heroic, and then that's going to be his like redemption arc of like, oh, I did this great thing. Sorry, bye. Emily's like,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do.
It's like the dad of their dad. It's like he brings like the ships in and saves the day, and then he just dies, and
It's
he
too
almost
late.
becomes like, it's too late. Like, you
Yeah.
should have like taken care of us when we were starving to death, in my opinion.
I've got a vulgar gesture for that man.
Yeah, he just let his 3 daughters wither away. I mean,
I cannot.
you know what I always wondered though, just going back to that, why didn't Elaine plant vegetables? Like, why didn't she?
Yeah.
Thank you.
God, for real. Still garden, but
Anything
be
at this point.
productive.
We
girl.
you can't eat the flowers, honey.
Goodness.
Like, they're cute, they smell great, but like, can you plant some veggies?
Yeah.
That's all I'm wondering.
Juice, it's still gardening. God.
I think I have a hard
Elaine.
time with both of the other sisters because I'm still like grudge holding just their
Yeah.
inability to do anything and just sulk of like, we used to be rich and now we're in this, and da 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 da.
On the next chapter, that's one of my questions that I added was, why does everyone always want to protect Elaine? But I'll get to that in a sec.
All right, chapter 23. We'll get you there quick. Returning home is a little bit more heartbreaking than Feyre realized it would be. Acknowledging fully that she's no longer human hits her pretty hard. Elaine and Nesta are both there and invite Feyre in for tea. Feyre shares all. Nesta says no immediately. Elaine is engaged to a man whose father has devoted his life to killing Faye. Whoa, that's a turntable right there. Elaine begs Nesta to allow Feyre's plan. Nesta accepts only after Elaine's begging. Nesta doesn't fully approve of Elaine's fiancé, whose name is Grayson, mainly because of his father's greed and the prison he's built to keep the Fae out. Feyre shares she's no longer with Tamlin because he built a prison to keep her in. Elaine is emptying the estate of all servants, and now it's time for the sisters to meet the 3 male Illyrians. All right, I know that you're probably going to take this away from me, but I felt like when I read this chapter, I was giving Elaine a little bit more credit because she actually stands up for Feyre, and then she goes about making it to where everything Feyre's asking can happen. Like, she goes and talks to the servants, and she knows she can convince anybody that to do something. She's like one of those little innocent toddlers
but
that like goes up.
quote, if we do not help Farah, there won't be a wedding. Oh, I'm sorry. You're only wanting to help her because you want to marry this freaking Grayson man. So,
Yeah.
like, this chapter,
All
rereading this
right.
chapter, made me hate the sisters just even more. Because, first of all,
Yeah.
another family was killed so that y'all could live. And now you have this huge mansion because Tamlin hooked you up. And so now you're rich again and you can have tea parties in a real garden. And you only want to help her because of that. Like, that drove me crazy. And Nesta, I am not a Nesta fan, by the way. I'll just like caveat with that. I know there's so many people that love Nesta. So if you love Nesta, I'm sorry. But the immediate answer is find somewhere else. This isn't even your house.
Yeah, I'll agree with you, Jenna. This is the most personality Elaine has in the whole series. So I get that from this chapter. But it just like I hope that we find something during this reread that gives me some understanding on why they're so protective of the middle sister. Not the baby of the family, the middle sister, because it just doesn't I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get the protection of Elaine.
I think Elaine should have
Is
been a
it
Bridgerton girl, and that was it, because that's all she loves to do. That's all she's good at outside of her flower garden.
I didn't take her saying that it'll only I'll only get to have my wedding if we do this. I got it because Nesta was like, no, we're not doing this. Elaine is set to be married. And then Elaine is like, well, if we don't help out, there's not even going to be anything after that. Like, we're all going to be dead. That's how I took it.
Yeah.
I didn't take it as she was just like crying about not being able to marry Grayson,
Right.
which she does do later. So let's
Yeah,
not count that
she
out.
does.
I
She
just see her
does
as a crybaby and a
whine.
whiner the entire series of like, wah, I want to marry Grayson, and if you don't help, I can't marry Grayson. And then, wah, Grayson doesn't want me anymore because I'm Faye. Like, I'm just like, all this girl does is complain. And,
Yeah.
and then she's in the
Yeah.
night court, safe, away from danger for the time being. And she's like, I'm depressed and sad because
Mm-hmm.
okay, yes, you've been taken away from where I'll give her that, right? Like you just became a new creature. You're no longer human. You're now Fae. You're away from everything that you know.
The only thing that bothers me about both sisters is they will always feel that entitlement. It doesn't matter who's given them the opportunity to be there, like you said with the house. It's their mentality of that, like they're entitled to everything, and that it's just that's how it is. But they won't get their hands dirty. They won't fight for anything. Granted, we see a little fight come out of them little by little, but I don't feel like it's enough. Not compared to what we have to see their sister Feyre go through.
Something that always bothered me in Nesta's book is that she doesn't go visit Feyre when she knows that Feyre's probably going to die from giving birth. That always just really bothered me. I'm like, go visit your sister. Like, even if you have qualms, you pretty much know she's going to die. You know the secret about it. So go visit her. Just got to get that off my chest.
Yeah, this chapter did not help me want to root for Elaine or for Nesta.
Well, let's do chapter 24. Introduction time is a tad strained. Feyre can't hide her grimace at the ash-tasting food. Cassian can't quit provoking Nesta, and Nesta can't be civil with anyone. Elaine can't hide her shaking except for when the Shadow Singer smiles at her. With the squabbling put to the side, Nesta says tomorrow they'll dispatch letters to the mortal queens. Rhys and Feyre are sharing a room. Rhys digs at Feyre's sisters, and in return, she spouts off observations about his surrogate siblings. He also reveals that he harbors anger at her sisters for letting her support them on her own. She shares that her birthday is the winter solstice. Has there been a time where you've been invited for dinner and the meal was so bad, but you had to hide your reaction to be polite?
I can think of a specific time actually, and it was actually me taking a customer out to lunch, and they chose sushi, which I like sushi, but cooked sushi, and they ordered like all sashimi, which just is the worst thing to me because I hate the texture of raw seafood. And I like was eating some of it and literally having to hold down a gag because I was like, the texture of this is making me want to throw up.
I was thinking about the time I went over to your house when we were younger and your dad had fixed potato soup. He accidentally used powdered sugar instead of flour.
Oh my gosh.
Emily and I were eating it, and I was just eating my bowl like, okay, I guess it's kind of sweet. And Emily was like, Dad, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
It was so
It was
funny.
so bad. Like it was horrid.
I had a work
Yeah.
potluck and I cannot handle spicy food. And someone gave me, I don't even know what the food was, but it was like a little round kind of like fried ball of something. And I popped that thing in my mouth, and as soon as I chewed it, I just wanted to like spit it out in a napkin right away because I was dying.
Yeah.
And they're like, so what do you
no.
think? I'm like, it's great. So good.
So good.
There's nothing worse than having to like fake that, like, oh, it's so great. I can't wait for the recipe. And you're like, please, I need to spit this out right
And they're
now.
like, oh, let me pack you some for home. I'm like, oh, you
Yeah.
shouldn't have.
Oh, I just feel like if I eat them all, no one else will get to try them. How much do you guys love how angry Rhys is at the sisters? Because I don't think Feyre's ever experienced that level of protection in
And she
her
deserves
life.
it.
Like the
Yeah.
yes,
Finally,
that
is the reaction I had. Like, all of my inner thoughts is what Reese was portraying of, like, you're in your bubble so long, Feyre, and like now that you're getting this outsider perspective, it's like, wake up. Like, why
yeah,
are you allowing them to
yeah.
behave like this and treat you like this?
Agreed.
Yeah, I love that he says like it'll be a long time before I forgive them because you want someone that loves you that much that they want you to get the love that you deserve, not those because a lot of times people only accept the love they think they deserve, not what they actually deserve. And I think that's him being like, you deserve so much more than that. Do you think Cassian is so furious with Nesta because hate and love can be so similar? Like we know that they end up together and they have that love there. So is his like anger towards Nesta really just like the beginning of love to kind of sprout?
I don't know. I feel like he might actually detest her right now because he's met Feyre. He knows what Feyre's gone through. I think he might actually be pretty angry.
I think it's passion that he's poking at too. Like, and not just like a romantic sense, but like that hate fueled, like, how dare you kind of thing. Like, I'm starting to feel very protective over Feyre, and I'm seeing that you have fire in you, but it's not aimed in the right direction. So let's fix that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that, especially since he's such a trainer too. Like,
Yeah.
think he's used to like course correcting people all the time. And I love when they're talking about too of like, oh, who's going to be left standing, her or Cassian? And she's like, my money's on Nesta type of thing. I thought too, like that was kind of a good insight into what we would be seeing in the future, unbeknownst to us at the time. I feel like Nesta's character, someone like Cassian, is really the best person to be able to just take it,
Yeah.
like just give me all you got. And I think this was a good like introduction to that. But he dished it out on her too.
She kind of needs that, I think they're a both great couple in that regard for even later on, because they need to be able to tear each other's walls down, but also be able to not hide from what they really are underneath.
She's kind of a bully and she needs someone that can bully her back.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 25. Feyre and Rhys leave the house and trek through the woods to train her magical abilities. Once he gives her instructions on what to practice, she tells him to leave because his presence is too distracting. Taking a break and checking the pack she brought with her, Feyre finds a paper with a taunting note and a pen. When she writes to answer the question if she's been successful yet, the paper vanishes and appears back with more flirtatious writing. The two continue passing notes like school kids for a bit. Watch your back for ACOTAR attacks, but it's too late and Feyre's in his arms. This one I don't think is like a princess swoop, though. Pretty sure it's hostage situation. I need you guys to dig back into your middle school years and dish some cute note passing stories. One of my friends got one from this guy that she liked, and it's not my note, but it was so cute because he was like into playing guitar and writing songs, and he like wrote her a little song in the note that he passed. It was super cute, and he shared it. Adorable. Or no, she shared it with us, which I'm sure he was mortified about.
Oh yeah.
But, you know, that was
I
super
guess
cute.
Jordan reconnected us talking because he put a note. We did like during Thanksgiving, you had a bag and you would write like notes that you're thankful for people in high school, which I'm sure they don't do that anymore because like what a way to be like, oh, Tina has 100 notes and I have 2. But anyways, he put one in mine and it was just like, hey, I've just been like thinking about you. We should totally hang out again soon. And we hadn't hung out since like 6th grade, 8th grade. So that, I guess, note sparked us starting to talk again. I do remember in my class showing my friend and being like, look who gave me a note. Is that not like crazy?
I think that butterfly feeling,
Where you
right, is like that, like when I'm reading and have those like kick my feet,
Yes.
super
Yeah.
excited.
Mhm.
That's kind of how I felt anytime I got a note, whether it was like, what are you doing? Or like, whatever, it's something stupid of like, what are you doing after school? Like, he wants
Yeah.
to know what I'm doing after school. And then I'm like, wait, what am I doing after school? But the cutest one I have is probably like getting invited to go to like a football game together of, one of the guys that I had like the biggest crush on, who turned out to be a jerk, plot twist. But while he was passing me notes, I was super happy and in love.
Did you guys do all the fancy folding
Oh,
too?
yeah.
Or were you just like smash it and give it to somebody?
No, you got to do the cute little envelope folding or whatever you could. Could I do that today? I would need a tutorial, but I bet you it wouldn't take long.
Dude, we were like origami artists back then, I swear.
My
the
husband and I
symbol.
passed notes
Crazy.
all the time back in the day. Because I met him in 8th grade. And that was
Oh
like
my
the first like
gosh.
introduction of like, does he want to like keep talking or hanging out? And it was cute too.
That
Granted,
is
I did fall into
adorable.
his lap in the cafeteria the first day I met him. So he's been stuck with me since.
I actually found a notebook not too long ago when I was looking through keepsake stuff, and it was Garrett and I writing each other back and forth during church. Like, what are we doing? Are we going to lunch? And like when we were like in 11th or 12th grade or something. It's crazy. All right, Ems, I think this one was yours
Yeah,
too.
because I always want stew when I read fantasy books. It talks about how like Rhys shows up with a little piece of bread, some sourdough, I assume, and a canister of stew.
Homemade with his
Yeah.
sourdough kit
Crackling.
Yeah.
that he's been
Crackling
feeding. He's
sourdough.
been feeding his sourdough starter
Yeah.
kit.
For centuries. He's like, when I was younger.
I went through a baking phase.
I never
Anyways.
realized
All
that
right.
you actually have to feed those like you have to feed it. So I'm like, this is not for me.
God.
I can barely keep a plant alive.
No.
I cannot feed a sourdough starter.
The starters are not for me either. I will be purchasing all sourdough.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
am I going to be a baker.
Bread is just one of those things that I do feel like it's just easier to buy, and I get no joy out of baking. Cooking, sure, fine. Baking, you have to measure, and don't you get it wrong, and it involves a lot of math.
Yes.
That's the opposite. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm the math
Math?
engineer. I need to know exactly how much goes into this recipe. But when you're cooking, my husband's like, oh, you just a little dash. I'm like, what is
Yeah.
a dash? and what is
Yeah.
a sprinkle. I need to know exactly. He's like, it doesn't work like
Exactly.
that. I'm like, yes, it
Or you
Gotta
get
go
the
with the
family
vibe.
recipe that like it does not help you at all because they say the same thing and you're like, but how much, Mom? How much?
does. Yes, exactly. Like, give
You
me
gotta feel
something.
it. Last chapter,
Woohoo!
chapter 26,
Oh boy.
is there to collect Feyre for the king who is still residing in Hybern, and he's clueless as to why the king wants Feyre. Azriel shows up and the Ator is super frightened. And the Shadow Singer and the Ator are off to spend some quality time alone. Rhys claims Feyre as one of the members of his court and says that the Ator won't die, but will be used as a message to those who think of messing with them again. At the realization Rhys has used her as bait, Feyre gets mad and pushes him, and another realization hits her. She forgot how not helpless she is, and it enrages her. Overcome with rage at all the choices she's never been allowed to make, and forgetting that she can now protect herself with real power, she starts to attack Rhys, who's all too happy to play Catch Me If You Can, by winnowing at just the right moments until Feyre surprises him by winnowing to where she's tracked his movements and tackling him to the ground. And I just so get Feyre in this moment being overcome with rage as herself, because I'm always harder on myself than I am other people around me. So realizing how I haven't been my true self would just make me so mad. And then I also get just attacking the first thing that's around, he's also provoking you, right?
Well, and that trauma with him as well. Like, I feel like she still has nightmares about Amarantha. She still has nightmares about the Ator. Like, ugh, I feel for her.
Yeah.
Because it was another moment of her feeling that weakness in a different way than she wanted to originally.
I mean, I would also be mad at Rhys for using me as bait. I mean, like, I feel like that's a very fair thing. It made her have that fight in her again, and I'm glad that she's raged because, like we've said before, being in that free fall is scarier than not feeling any emotion at all.
Yeah.
But also, I can see being so mad at Rhys because she was just used so much at the spring court. So that's got to be very triggering to feel used again.
It's a common pattern for her, right? Like everyone's always using her. Her sister's using her, her dad, for her to just carry the family, then Tamlin and everything under the mountain. And now the one person who has seemingly, been a little different then does the same thing. I think his intentions, though, was to shake her out of the funk she was in.
Yes.
But I think even when you have good intentions, it's still hurtful.
Yeah.
And I know we're not covering the next chapter after this, but then immediately after that, he's like, oh, shoot, like she's mad. Like I really messed up. And then he's apologizing, and everything. But like it did work to shake her out of it. And I feel like that sometimes, the people you love know when they have to kind of press you a little bit harder. I just feel like it's just so much for her to go through all at once that the delivery of it could have been a little different.
It caused her to doubt herself a little bit, like to doubt, should I be trusting this guy? I feel like when she was starting to build that trust. So I think that's why it's like, ugh, I'm being used again. Can I actually trust you? Maybe made her snowball a little bit from there.
Yeah, because she's like, Velaris isn't my home. And I'm like, no, don't say those things.
Yeah, I know.
Velaris is your home. You were painting it before.
Exactly.
The cauldron always knows. The
Yeah.
cauldron was planning it. The cauldron always knows.
The cauldron.
What do you guys think winnowing feels like? To me, I mean, I can just picture apparating in Harry Potter because I read Harry Potter first, and that's exactly what I think of. But do you think it feels kind of like when you're learning how to do it, like your insides being like all bumble jumbled, like an accordion, and then kind of going back out?
Oh, probably.
Have you guys ridden those rides that go straight up vertically, really slow, and then they free fall drop you?
No, I'm too scared of that. No, you can't pay me enough money.
You've been to Disney.
I kind of feel like that's what.
Yeah, and that's a ride that I will skip. I haven't done it at Universal.
I feel like
Universal would scare me more. Disney, it's like I can handle that. Universal, though, those are the rides that I'm like, there's a few of those that I'm just gonna walk right
Yeah,
on
the
by.
Tower of Terror, right, is
Yeah,
like the closest one to
exactly.
that, probably.
I feel like if maybe not when you're the one doing it, but if you're getting like grabbed and winnowed along with someone, I feel like that's what it would feel like. Just that stomach drop kind of thing.
I just imagine like twirling like a little fairy and voila, I'm gone. Poof.
Yeah. You just end up where you need to be.
Yeah.
Bippity boppity boop.
I'm like, tap my heels 3 times, think of a magical place, and go.
And it's a
Winnow.
pocket of like
We-
space and time, so you don't even have to
need-
have like traffic controllers, you know? Like we'd get where we needed. It's just the landing effect that like everyone needs to master so that you're not like just free falling or landing halfway in a building, halfway out. Exactly.
What would happen if you are winnowing the same place as someone else winnowed? Do you guys just die? Like, what
Winnow
happens?
clap.
Yeah.
Disaster.
And another winnow death
Yeah, exactly.
today.
The widow toll of Corinthian.
As two people entered Target at the same time. And
I just imagine the miscommunication trope in real life with winnowing of like, I'm done with this conversation, winnow. Be like, wait, what?
That's so realistic.
Could
too.
you imagine the
People
teachers? They
totally
would
do
have
that.
such a hard time keeping their kids in their classroom.
Oh my gosh.
The consequences for winnowing out of your classroom would have to be so big.
just as fast as the Ator grabbed Feyre, she's eating snow and night power is surrounding them. Interrogation time for the Ator. They'd have to be warded. All the classrooms would have to
Yeah.
be warded. Like Reese does the House of Wind. Only teachers and principals can winnow.
Well, in Harry Potter, you can't operate in and out of Hogwarts, which is like winnowing. And, you know, a lot of people think it's to keep the bad guys out. But what if it's just to keep the school children in? Because, like, when you're a
Just to keep
junior,
them in class.
You're ready to go.
Guys, I was too out of it to do a spotlight or a fan theory. I don't know if anybody has something they want to throw out there, but if not, then Adriana will wet it.
Now let's wrap it up. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you again, Nivea, for joining us. Next week, we will be stripping down chapters 27 through 35 in A Court of Mist and Fury. Tune in every Tuesday on YouTube, wherever you get your podcast, for a new episode of Book Thoughts. And be sure to hit that follow button on all of our socials.